Like his family before him, Laurent chose the water's edge as the place to lay down his roots. Designed with a focus on clean and unbothered spaces, his hand-built home stands striking yet unassuming against the surrounding natural beauty. Laurent's personalized life on the lake is one he hopes to hold forever. But first, we'll visit Kelly. Kelly and her husband are proof that you should dare to dream. It is what landed them in their lakeside home, that and a proven ability to charm. Without disturbing its inherent charm, the couple updated the space to better suit their number one priority, sharing their property's gifts, the kayaking, the music, the marshmallows, and the wine, with friends and family.
Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long. Let the water lift you from the city's undertow. Yeah, maybe you should come home.
Water stirs the senses. The sight of a tranquil lake, the sound of an enlivened river, the smell and taste of a salty ocean breeze. Water is Mother Nature's most engaging opus. Where better to enjoy it than from a home on its edge?
Maybe you should come home.
I never, ever in my wildest dreams thought that it was ever going to be possible to own a place like this. My husband and I were sitting on the couch one night and we were talking about different things on Facebook and Instagram, and we saw this place come up and we thought we would come look at it. And it was already promised to somebody, but the lady was so sweet and liked us so much, she thought that she would give us an opportunity to come and see it. Lucky for us, she liked us and she gave us the opportunity to purchase the place. So we've been living here about 3 years, and every season here is just as beautiful as the other. The lake freezes in the winter and we can skate on there and we can have hot chocolate by the fire, or we can kayak and swim and have sociables playing our guitars around the fire in the summer. When you come in the driveway here, the first thing you see is the lake. You see all the beautiful greenery on the property across from us, and you see the trees overhanging on the lake. And it's just a sense of peace as soon as you pull in the driveway. Water has always been part of my life. When I was a youngster, my father was a chef in Halifax, and although it wasn't a lake, it was a pool. He would be working, and my brother and I would always be in the pool all day long. And he would just pick us up at the end of the day, drop us off in the morning. So water has always been a place of comfort for me. And living on a lake is just the most relaxing, comforting thing. It feels like home. I drag my fingers along the water when I'm in my kayak, and it just fills my cup. No feeling like it. The living room is probably my favorite room because I get to sit in front of the fireplace in the winter and have my coffee or have my hot chocolate. It's mesmerizing because you see the lake, you see the look off, and you can see the kitchen. If somebody's making some really good food, you can even smell it. And you can see the wine being poured, and you just have a view of everything all at once. And my favorite chaise lounge is in the living room, right in front of the picture window. To sit and look out the window at the lake. It doesn't matter if it's calm, it doesn't matter if it's stirred up, just sitting in that chair with my coffee or my wine and looking at the lake. Everything about this place is unique. The different bedrooms, the different decor we have in there. I think that we have done a great job at decorating the bedrooms. Those stick out to me because they're so different. We keep this place simple because we don't put a whole lot in it. Because if we don't put a whole lot in it, then there's more place for people. And that's my love. When we first bought this place, we did a lot of things to it. Not to change the whole feel of it, because the feeling we wanted to keep the same. But we wanted to update it just a little tiny bit to our taste. we're always surrounded by a lot of our friends and family. So we were very blessed. A lot of my friends had come down and helped me paint the entire place. So we had a sleepover, girls' night. We painted. We did renovations on the bathroom. So the bathroom had a little tiny showerette, all made of plastic. So we've taken that out. We put a new floor in the bathroom, put a new sink, toilet, and my husband also built a cover for the hot water tank, and he did a really good job with that. The previous owner had hiding spots in here, and he wanted to show me when his wife wasn't in here, because I'm not so sure she knew they even existed. There was one that was right behind the kitchen cupboard here, and it pulls out just big enough for you to put wine or rum or a little stash of cash. And then there was another one behind the front door, which is no longer there. But he just said, I just want to show you these 2 spots where you can put anything that you don't want anybody else to find. True story. The first time I pulled into this driveway, the first thing that struck me was the hammock. I have never sat in a hammock in my life, and I so wanted to try it before I even introduced myself to the owners. So I did. Now I was like, hi, very nice to meet you. I'm just gonna try your hammock if that's okay with you, as I walked to the hammock. When I turn on exit 11 to come off the highway to come here, you take a big, deep breath right from the end of your belly. And it's just a relaxing, calm feeling. And unless you come and experience it, you don't understand. From outside the house, one of my favorite views is from my kayak. Being in the kayak and this size of a lake, where there's no motorboats, there's no speedboats, there's no jet skis, it's just you and your kayak and somebody else, because you're not allowed to go by yourself. So you have to bring a friend in your kayak out there in solitude, whether you just take your time and put your feet up and relax on a nice sunny day, or you paddle hard because you want to get in some exercise. Either way, that's my favorite view. My guests never want to leave the exterior of this property. Every single person who comes here always says they come back, and they do. So we bought a fire pit. Of course, we had to buy a big one because we're fortunate enough to have a lot of people who want to sit around it with us. So we get out the guitars, we get out the wine, we may take a marshmallow or 2 if there's children around, and we sing and we laugh and everything else that goes in between. The exterior of this property, in its simplicity, is a place where you can come to just enjoy nature's beauty. You'll see geese, you'll hear bullfrogs, 2 of them, one at one end and one at the other. You'll hear loons first thing in the morning on the lake. You will hear lots of different birds. If you have an app, you can tell what they are. If you're lucky, you might even hear a woodpecker. And lots of mosquitoes and lots of black flies. And in June, you'll see June bugs. The bullfrog actually gets on my nerves. I'm trying to sing and play the guitar, and that's interfering. This place has changed my outlook on life a lot. It lets me know that anything is possible if you work hard and you don't give up. Anything can happen. I never would have thought I had this place. And I never would have had this place that I could share with everybody who has means something to me in my life. I love having people here. The more people, the better. We have a laugh. The feeling that you get when you come here, it makes me feel good to know that everybody else feels good when they come here. When we bought this place, the first thing I wanted to do was buy kayaks to put here, because I don't think a lot of people get to experience kayaks, and there's no feeling like it. When you get in the kayak and you drag your fingers along in the water, it's a feeling that I don't think you can get from doing anything else. A lot of people say you get a runner's high. Well, I get a high from being in my kayak and running my fingers through the water. We have 2 areas that you can get in, one off the dock and one that we've built with a little sandy area and we put a few big rocks there so it's cleared out so you can see the bottom. It's crystal clear. The kids love to swim here because it's close to land. Yeah, it's warm. It's warm even right now. Being able to retire and being healthy enough to do all of the activities that I want to be able to do is a blessing. The fact that I'm able to share my retirement with some other great people like Kathy, who's retired along with me, is amazing. Living by the water enhances my lifestyle because I'm able to do all the things that I dreamt I was wanting to do in my life, like kayaking and swimming, right in your own backyard. Like imagine taking 5 steps and being in a lake that is clean and that you can swim and not worried about leeches even. Love it. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to do too many renovations here. I like it just the way it is, small, cozy, so everybody can be close together. I can hear 5 different conversations at once because I'm so nosy. I need to know everything. And everybody can partake in anything that's going on from any area of the house right now. And I really like that. I don't think I could leave this place. My friends would kill me. Everybody loves it here, and everybody looks forward to every season here. So when I was younger, I grew up in the south end of Halifax, and I grew up with a lot of people who had a lot of money and a lot of beautiful properties on the water. Thought that it was something I could only ever dream of having. And when I got this place, I realized that dreams can come true. You just got to work hard and never give up. And always be true to who you are. That's one of the most important things. You'll always fit in if you're just who you are. Home to me is wherever everybody else is. That's home. Wherever makes you happy, that's your home. Doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter where you are. Just have to be happy with the people that are there.
I always wanted to be on the water. I figured that'd be, 5, 10 years down the road, but it was one of the last lots available on the lake, and there's only so many. So it was kind of a now or never situation, but also I just love lakes. My parents live on a lake, my sister lives on a lake, so I guess we're kind of collecting them by now. This was my first build I did myself. I planned, picked every material. The house definitely ended up how I wanted it, probably a little nicer than I had imagined from the get-go. It was originally supposed to be more like a cottage, but it turned into quite a home. Halfway through, I was planning and designing, and it was like, this is the time to kind of go all in. And still, it's kind of unbelievable that we built this. I never thought I'd build anything quite like this. We had a lot of hiccups along the way, but I think it turned out really great. Me and my dad, we built this almost ourselves, with a little bit of help. My dad's an electrician, so he helped with that part of it and also everything else. We kind of jack of all trades. We do a little bit of everything. Dad and I have worked together for probably 5 or 6 years now doing this sort of thing, but the last few years is kind of when we went all in and decided that's what we're doing. So my father has a rental property company, I have the construction company, so they kind of work together that way. I wanted the black siding, and that was hard to find. So I ended up going with the aluminum siding, which was a whole nother kind of a beast in its own because no one had ever used it, and it took a lot longer than normal, and it required a lot more attention to detail. I really enjoy it, I love it, so I say it was well worth it. We built it during COVID, so it was hard to get things, find the help we needed. Mainly it was hard to get materials. The wait time for things like trusses and basically everything was unlike anything we've ever seen before, and lumber prices obviously went up, but we finally figured it out and made it happen. My favorite room in the house would definitely be the room we're sitting in right now, the main living space, just because of the tall ceilings, all the windows, you can see the lake, and there's a large fireplace. It kind of just melts anxiety away being in this space. this is definitely my room. The kitchen will be another great room. It looked a little smaller on paper when I was designing it. I can't really reach the top cabinets, but they do get used every now and again. I guess it'd be like kind of a modern industrial vibe for the house, or like a theme. The black toilets, the mirror, the high gloss countertops, sort of the cabinets in the kitchen, and then the black ceilings. Definitely just kind of a modern, minimalist kind of feel I was going for, with the concrete floors and everything. Sitting in the living room, looking out the big picture windows at the lake would definitely be my favorite spot in the house to sit and enjoy. The most striking aspect of the house, I guess, would probably be the countertops with the seamless marble technique that my father and I did, just because they're one of one. You'll never see another one like that, and I couldn't do it like that again if I tried, so it is kind of like art. Definitely a good father-son activity. It was a lot of work, a lot of late nights, early mornings, but I'm very happy with the results of the countertops. I wouldn't do anything different. Yeah, I love them. The heart of the home would probably be in the kitchen as well, just because you have the large island for entertaining, cooking, etc. Lots of room to entertain and have guests. A good spot in the house to kind of relax would be the main bedroom for sure. You can kick back, see the view, the lake, watch TV, enjoy the black ceilings, that type of thing. The black ceilings aren't kind of the norm, but I really enjoy them. I've been painting my ceilings black since I was in high school, so it's not a new thing for me. I don't see any bugs or spiders up there, right? So it's good that way. The first thing that kind of struck me when I looked at the property was the view of the lake, and having the view of one of the islands on the lake. And I also have the lake access road beside me as well, so it kind of gives me a second driveway to the back of the property. There's a couple islands that you can see. There's a cove just down the way there. I guess it gets its name because it's a long lake and there's lots of coves, a lot of undisturbed shoreline, so there's lots to see out there. We see lots of wildlife out here. We had turtles lay eggs when we were building the house down by the water. A few sets of geese that kind of hang out in the cove. Yesterday there was some ducks out there, eagles. You kind of see a little bit of everything out here. The best spot to take in a view here would definitely be the back deck, which is right off of the master and the main living space. There's access from both, so that would be the spot to go. We do have a dock down by the water, and there's a shared dock as well for everybody out here as well. So there's two docks down there that we have access to that we can use to go jet skiing, boating, kayaking, and just enjoy the lake. On the outside, one of the distinguishing features would be the aluminum siding, as well as the black. You don't often see that as much. And just the design and the shape of the house, I think it gives it some character. A little bit of planning went into the exterior, keeping that clean aesthetic, the modern look. So all of our vents for the dryers, range hood, bathrooms, etc., they're all vented out the roof instead of out the exterior or the soffit. So that was something that I found important. And I didn't want to go this far and then put a regular standard tap on the outside, for your hose. I don't like the look of them, so everybody told me that I wasn't able to find black exterior tap. I went digging. I ended up finding something that's a little more sleek and modern and kind of fit the house a little better. We ended up with one on the front, one on the back, and they're just kind of seamless. Don't even notice they're there. The dogs have a lot of free space to roam, and there's lots of places to walk. There's lots of land out this way, so there's all kinds of places to go to get away, but the dogs like being able to just go down to the water, have a swim whenever they want, come in, get the house all wet and dirty. Water's always been a big part of my life. Living by a lake, I definitely love it a lot. Nothing really beats it. I couldn't imagine living anywhere else. I've always been a big fan of water, so I've always enjoyed swimming, boating, etc. I really enjoy jet skiing, so that's something that keeps me busy. Getting on the lake feels really great, especially on the jet ski. I like going fast. I've always been a fan of the motorized things, and dirt bikes, whatever, so definitely enjoy getting out there, getting a little wet, and having some fun. always enjoyed being outdoors, so it's a great place to be outdoors, and having the water there is just like an added bonus. The water allows us as a family to kind of get together, spend time out on the water. My old man has a boat, so that's something that we do as a family, go out on the boat, just kind of kick back and relax. It's definitely great to be on the lake to kind of decompress, recharge after work, because we tend to work a lot, long hours, long days, so it's great to kind of kick back and relax by the lake at the end of a long week. Like on a floaty, on a tube, tie yourself off. If not, you'll end up out in the middle of the lake somewhere, tie yourself off and just have a few drinks and just enjoy the sun and the water. To enjoy the back deck, the main thing would be, barbecue, drink, maybe smoke a couple joints. That's kind of what it's all about out here. The weather here in Nova Scotia can obviously change, season by season, day by day. So whether it's raining, snowing, nice out, there's always something to do. The community around here would be great. It's really quiet. Everybody that I've come across has been really great, nice, friendly. A couple of the neighbors, brought over stuff when we first moved in, so that was kind of nice that way. It's just kind of a laid back, go have a beer, barbecue, that type of thing, go out on their boat, that type of stuff. Everybody kind of has the same mentality. It's hard not to be happy when you're on the lake, so it's a great spot to be. Some of the renovations and additions we have planned for the property, just a matter of when, would be definitely need a garage. I plan to put a loft above it as well, 1 or 2 bedroom, so I can rent that out or have it for family, friends, etc. Another plan would be I'm all wired up for a hot tub because it was a now or never situation with all the rock out here, so it's just a matter of getting a spot for it and plugging it in, putting water in. We're also planning a wood shed, and that will pretty much cap it off. Would I ever give this place up? I don't think. I plan to die here, if at all possible. Maybe not in the house, but no, I don't plan to ever sell, but it has crossed my mind. I could build another one, but I'm kind of attached to it, and it was my most difficult build to date, so there's a bit of emotional attachment. Would I do it all over again? Absolutely. Everybody that helped me would probably say otherwise, but I definitely would. I wouldn't really do anything differently, except for maybe make it a little bigger. But that's usually the case, right? But no, I like it the way it is. The concept of home for me would just be a place that's mine, that I'm able to relax, enjoy myself, and mainly just not really have a care in the world. That's the goal. Separated from work and everything, just have that safe place to go to. This has probably been the first place I've ever had that I'd call home. I think people are attracted to living by the water just because I think it brings kind of a calmness. It's hard to really put into words, but there's nothing really like it. If at all possible, I'll live by a lake forever.
Whether nestled alongside a riverbank or perched high above a distressed ocean, living on the shore has its perks. But beautiful views are only the beginning. The sights, sounds, and sensations of the water are constant in their impact, improving moods, perspectives, and lives. To exist and grow on its edge is extraordinary, an experience made even sweeter when shared with the people we love.
Yeah, maybe you should come home. You've been saying it for so long.